are watching CoastLife, and take a look at this. We are back with a really cool setup.
Yes.
We're talking cottage cheese
This
today.
one's for you.
This is. So I have my hair back a little because we're going to be doing some, not cooking, but assembling today. All right, so we're talking cottage cheese. Before you're like, ew, black, change the channel. Stop. Give me a chance. Because cottage cheese, Leah, is trending.
It is trending, and I was a little, and I can vouch for her on this one, because when you were talking about cottage cheese, I know you're a big cottage cheese fan, you were like, I love it with the pineapple in the morning, and I was like,
I know.
I'm not a fan, but
I
gave it an honest try, and you know what? I think you swayed me a little, so I can get on board with the cottage cheese train.
It's not too bad. So we're diving into cottage cheese today. I'm going to show you kind of a sweet breakfast way to enjoy it and a savory one later on. First thing though, you got to pick out your cottage cheese.
True.
So today I have large curd and small curd. I know, the word curd is disgusting. But basically what that means is just like, you know, cheese curds. So this has larger chunks of cottage cheese. This one has smaller ones. I tend to go for the lower fat as well, just because, I don't know, just texture wise, but.
Well, and that's kind of part of the reason why cottage cheese is trending in the first place, is that especially for people maybe trying to maintain or lose weight, it's a really healthy option for that, because it can be high in protein and low in fat and carbs and everything else.
That's exactly right. So I went with the 4% today because I wasn't sure. I thought we'd go somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
But I mean, honestly, this has no added sugars.
Yeah.
Lots of protein, like you said.
Yeah.
So, Leah, you know this. I'm not a cheese person in general.
No, you're not.
But cottage cheese is my thing. So let's go. Give this a try. I'm going to show you a really good cottage cheese recipe. First, we're going to pick a fruit of choice. I chose pineapple.
That's your fave.
This is my fave, but you can use, I've seen people do blueberries, strawberries, peaches.
I think I did the mango once. That was a good one.
Delish. And sometimes I even do just like the canned pineapple. But today we're going to keep it fresh. So we're going to cut this really quick. Stay right there. If we're talking canned stuff, if you don't want to cut a fresh fruit or maybe you just don't have it, is sometimes I like the crushed pineapple, because then when you mix it in with the cottage cheese, it's kind of like ice cream.
Okay, see, I didn't even consider crushed pineapple.
Yeah, really good. I don't crush it myself, but...
Well, right, I mean, we are time savers, if nothing else.
But yeah, that is really good because it's like ice cream and it just always has a bit of pineapple in the cottage cheese. I also think it helps with the texture.
Yeah.
If you're a texture person, cottage cheese can be difficult to eat. So I'm just going to cut up this pineapple in bite-sized pieces, and we're going to throw it in a bowl. And after this,
off to the races.
Yeah, honestly. So we have a little bowl here. I'll just throw some in. All right, of course, this is at whatever you want. I like a little bit bigger chunks, as you can see, but just whatever size pineapple you want to make. Then you have to choose your curd size.
Okay.
Okay, so I think for this, what I normally do for the breakfast dish, for the sweet dish, is small curd.
Okay.
Again, it just helps with that texture. And no measurements here, Leah. We're just gonna dive right in.
That's how I like. That's what I like to see.
And we're just gonna put a bunch on. I will warn you guys, if you're doing fruit, like a juicy fruit like pineapple, sometimes the juice will kind of water down. So if I ever like meal prep this, I won't stick the fruit in until the morning of. Because then it's just kind of unsettling seeing your cottage cheese all watery. You know what I mean? So.
See, now I'm learning, because I feel like when I tried, to do the cottage cheese on my own, because you told me, fruit and cheese, and I was like, okay, great. And I thought I nailed it, but you've got more tips and tricks than I was thinking, because I was trying to meal prep it, and I had, you're right, the juices from the fruit, and so like by day 3, if you're trying to meal prep, like that 3rd jar of fruit and cottage cheese, you're a little like, ooh, I don't know.
Yeah, and it might taste good, but it doesn't
I still ate it, it tasted fine.
Yeah, but it doesn't look all that appetizing. So my go-tos again for toppings, we have the pineapple, we have the cottage cheese, cinnamon, and if you're feeling crazy, honey. That is it. I've also seen people do granola. Pumpkin seeds could be really good.
Yes, you can really get creative with cottage cheese. Who knew?
Exactly. So hopefully you like it, Leah. There's a fork right there if you want to grab some.
Thank you.
And I'll grab this one. Oh, there's an extra. Thank you. Perfect. All right, make sure you try to get a little bit of each. We got the pineapple, the honey, and the cinnamon. Oh, it's going to be a little messy.
And I actually think the way that I did this wrong the first time was I started with the cottage cheese and topped with the fruit. But I actually think I really like starting with the fruit and topping with the cottage cheese because that texture is a little weird, so you can kind of better judge how much cheese you actually want.
That's exactly it, the ratio. All right, let's try it out.
All right.
What do you think?
I'm into it.
Yeah?
I think you've taught. Yeah, I think this is gonna be my new starter breakfast.
It's not bad, and again, it's healthy. So for someone who wants to be healthy but hates being healthy, I mean, really, it is good. So
I like that it's also really like it feels very light when you're
Yeah.
eating it, and I don't like to really be weighed down by breakfast first thing in the morning.
Right.
So that is a very like just light, fresh way to start your day.
exactly. So I've been eating this since high school. Honestly, 90% of the week I start my day with this. But coming up, I'm going to show you a savory way to enjoy cottage cheese. So we'll try that out in just a minute. Be right back. You're watching CoastLife, and we are back with our cottage cheese chronicles.
Yes, I like that. The cottage cheese chronicles.
Hopefully you stuck around, and hopefully I've given you a little insight into how good cottage cheese can be.
Yeah, because I mean, I will tell you, I was not a believer at first. I was not on board with cottage cheese, but you changed my mind. And I think actually this preparation, I'm like, okay, I can get back into cottage cheese because like I was taking a little break for a minute because I was like, again, that texture after a while can be tiresome, but like now I'm excited to try it with like the fruit on the bottom and the cheese on top and cinnamon. That was a big addition.
Thank you. And it's all healthy. It's all good for you too. And I mean, I don't blame you because who wants to just eat this?
It needs a little sprucing up.
It does. So don't let this scare you away. So it is, of course, football season.
Yeah.
So chips and dip.
A lot of snacks being had during football season.
Right, so we're going to show you kind of a healthier but also still delicious way to enjoy a chips and dip of sorts.
Yeah, and I like the idea of healthier alternatives at football snacks because like they are very heavy and like you're a football, but after like every Sunday you're like, I don't know how many more of these chips and dips I can eat.
That's exactly it. So Leah and I, as you can see, we crushed the sweet. So let's move on to the savory. We have a bowl here. This is super easy and there's lots of ways to do it. The first very easy step is we're just going to dump some cottage cheese right into the dip bowl.
I think we can handle that.
I think we can. So for this dip, we're using the large curd.
Okay.
That's for a couple reasons. So you now have options. I'm not meaning to confuse you, but now that you put the cottage cheese into the bowl, a couple things you can do.
Yeah.
One, get a hand mixer, hand mix the cottage cheese. It's gonna make it fluffy, gonna make it creamy, smooth it out. Or, like we did, we're using the large curd because we're just gonna kind of mush it up a little bit.
Yep.
Because we kind of want this dip for Leah and I to be a little chunkier.
Yeah, just a little.
Yeah, we just decided that'd be kind of good for today. So whatever you want, even a food processor.
Yeah, or a blender if that's all you have on hand.
Right, just get it however consistency you want, but if you want it a little smoother, you can. So if, when I said savory grossed you out, you can kind of just stop here, put some like honey in and dip apples in it.
Yeah, you could stay in the sweet family.
That's pretty good, but I did promise savory, so I brought a couple of my favorite seasonings, but you go crazy, okay? I'm a big salt bae.
All right.
So we're going to salt the cottage cheese. I like a lot of salt, Leah. I hope that's
see that.
okay. I should have asked my partner here.
No, I'm ready.
Okay, you like Old Bay?
Yes, I do.
Who doesn't? So we're gonna sprinkle some Old Bay in.
Delmarva Coast, baby.
Exactly. Hey. So we'll go a little crazy with the Old Bay, and then let's go a little crazy.
Well, you're crazy.
Yeah, I said crazy. Let's go crazy.
Yeah.
All right, there we go. All right, Leah. Now I'm going to be honest. I have not made this exact concoction before.
So we're being a little bold here, a little bold.
We are. I took what I've used before because again I normally keep it sweet. I talked to some people in the office, took the savory, so we're gonna really mix this in.
And you can always play around with flavors that you like too. I mean, you had mentioned dill sort of as well would be maybe good either in this or just as its own. Like a dill dip is always
Totally. Salt, garlic, and like dill dip in this would be delish. I just felt like Delmarva Coast, we had to add some Old Bay.
Yeah.
So like Leah said, don't take this and just run with it and like bring it to your family cookout.
good. Play around
And
first.
be like, the page said. Yeah, be a little careful. All right, we have these grilled crostinis. Is that how you say them? All right, Leah, you do the honors.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
These are cute. Yeah, they got little grill lines.
Yeah, I guess you could use like potato chips too, but
Yeah, whatever you
think.
wanted, I guess.
All right, I'm just going in with dip.
I'm gonna do a little. I'm gonna do a little.
Okay,
Set
brace
up
your
here.
ears because these are crunchy.
Yes.
We're gonna be crunching in our mics. Leah.
Okay.
I'm actually so surprised.
Like we said, we didn't really do an experimental taste before we jumped in with this.
No, but this is good.
But it does remind you sort of a seafood dip without the seafood. So maybe if you even have a
does.
shellfish allergy, this is a good way to enjoy.
I'm really happy with this, and I like that we kept it a little chunky.
Yeah,
Because
me
it
too.
kind of just reminds me of like a crab dip or something
Yeah,
without the
yeah.
crab. All right, there you have it. So maybe you can bring this to your next cookout or your football party, and no one's even gonna know it's cottage cheese.
Yep.
Well, thank you for joining us on our Cottage Cheese Chronicles. I hope you try this out and let us know if you do and if you like it, especially if you're looking for a healthier way to enjoy football season.
Yeah, snacking during football season.
All right, thanks for joining us. Hey, more Coast Life still ahead though, so stay right where you are.